Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. First things first, you don't know what to do. Make sure you run up the likes and subscribe if you are new around here. Just 25 subscribers away now from 8K. Should be able to get it done this video. So please subscribe if you are tuning in and you haven't subscribed already. And let's dive into today's video then. And I'm going to be talking about the emergence of Axel Disasi as Chelsea's new leader at the back, and how that unfortunately spells the end for Thiago Silva at Chelsea. Even though we know he's going to move on at the end of the season, I think it pretty much spells the end for him as a regular in the side from now until the season's conclusion. Now, obviously, Disasi, we know he arrived in the summer from Monaco, 38 million quid. And I'll be honest, at the time, I think myself and a lot of fans were sort of thinking, why have we signed this guy? Trevor Chalobah's been doing very well for us. We didn't really feel like we needed another centre-back. At the time, Wesley Fofana wasn't injured. Badia Shil was coming off a very good 6 months, having joined the previous January. And Levi Colwill was going to return as well. So, we also had Thiago Silva already at the club as well. So I was kind of thinking, right, okay, this guy's clearly good. I mean, I don't know an awful lot about him, but, you do a bit of digging and he's got a good resume, experience, and whatnot, and has played Champions League football, captain at Monaco and whatnot, leadership qualities. But I kind of got the feeling, did we really need this guy? But I'm more than happy to say that I've kind of been proven slightly wrong on that front, and Disasi has basically been a mainstay for Chelsea this season. He's obviously playing at centre back. The only time where he's looked a little bit out of sorts is when he played at right back on a couple of occasions, particularly in a 2-0 defeat at Stamford Bridge to Brentford. He didn't look good there, but he was, he's been really, really good. And funnily enough, I was doing some digging, looking at a few stats, and no one's actually played more minutes than Disasi in all competitions this season for Chelsea, 2,845 minutes. And look, the performances have been steady, even in moments where, others around him have absolutely struggled. And he's definitely massively improved in the 3 games that have led up to the Carabao Cup final. Very, very good against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. Good again against Crystal Palace. And then absolutely exceptional against Man City at the weekend at the Etihad. Now, obviously at the Etihad, he stepped into that leadership role. He stepped into the void left by Thiago Silva, and he stepped up and, quite frankly, absolutely is getting the plaudits that he deserves for a brilliant display at the Etihad. He made 16 blocks, which were the most made by a Chelsea player in any Premier League match, guys, in 8 years. We spent a lot of time under the cosh against City, but Disasi also won 4 of his aerial duels, and he made 3 crucial blocks as well, which was massive, and was a big part of the reason as to why we got out of there with a point. Jamie Carragher on Sky compared it to a performance like John Terry. It was proper backs against the wall stuff, just throwing yourself in front of everything. And, Disasi was absolutely brilliant. And, it's kind of made you realise that, A, this is looking like it's a good signing, and B, that, Chelsea probably don't need Thiago Silva anymore. And this is no slight on Silva, an absolutely sensational player, obviously joined on a free, I think, back in the summer of 2020, has stayed longer than any of us would have expected him to do. He's won the Champions League, the Club World Cup, the UEFA Super Cup at the club, has performed to an exceptional level given his age. And you know what? It's no slight on him that, he's struggling a little bit now. Given the fact that he is 39 years of age. But I think it's more of an indictment on Chelsea to a degree that, we're still heavily relying on a 39-year-old to help us out at the back. We should have moved on from this, begun to phase him out a lot sooner, but we haven't. And that's a situation that we kind of find ourselves in. But, away at Aston Villa for Disasi, he partnered Badia Shil, and those two were absolutely superb in marshalling the likes of Ollie Watkins and whatnot. And they obviously rekindled their partnership that they had when they were at Monaco. And look, the pair of them were outstanding in that 3-1 win. Obviously, it was a little bit unfortunate for Thiago because obviously his wife had put that tweet out, calling for a change after that defeat against Wolves. And then obviously he was subsequently dropped from the side. But, frustratingly, Badia Shil put in his best game of the season, his best game in a long while. He's struggled since coming back from injury, not been in good form. He suffered a groin injury towards the end of that game. And then obviously Silva back in the side against Crystal Palace again, same injury, another groin issue. And then that gave obviously Levi Colwill an opportunity to start against Manchester City. And look, I think it's fair to say that with the balance and whatnot of the side, as with Badiashile, left-footed Colwill, it works really well with right-sided centre-back, obviously being Disasi, who's been ever-present this season. And the big thing is, and this is no slight on Silva, he's 39 years of age. He hasn't got the pace. We can't push as high up. We can't get out as quickly from the back. There's bigger gaps between defence and midfield. Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez therefore have to cover more ground defensively, allows teams to exploit the space and get in behind us. But the biggest thing is with a Colwill Disasi or the Disasi Badiashile partnership is that the centre-backs can push higher up the pitch, and it makes such a big difference. And you know what? In dropping Silva, Chelsea, we've now started to find a better balance in midfield. As I was saying, Fernandez and Caicedo, less ground to cover when defending, because a quicker back four is now able to push higher up the pitch. It makes such a big difference. Yes, we still lack experience. But unfortunately, we've reached a point now where having Silva at the back is creating too many tactical problems in Pochettino's obviously preferred 4-3-2-1 system that he has been going with this season. And look, Disasi may not have, Silva's aura or whatever and his gravitas in the game, but he really is growing into a personality that the supporters are liking, comparing him to sort of Antonio Rudiger, diving into the away end against Crystal Palace, those celebrations after clearing across from, I think it was Phil Foden, that was putting the ball into the box for Haaland, and as I said, described as Rudiger-like. And I think, Chelsea, since Rudiger left, have absolutely missed, his aggression and his eccentricity as well. Since he joined Madrid. But Disasi absolutely has some of those attributes, 100%. He may have only joined in the summer, guys, but obviously Wesley Fofana, serious knee injury, but he's become a crucial part of the team now. And heading into the Carabao Cup final with Thiago Silva rated as doubtful, could possibly make the bench. He, once again, is going to be the leader of that back line, the most experienced guy there in terms of centre halves. And it's going to be his job, probably alongside Levi Colwill, to rally the troops and act as that leader. And hopefully, the two of them can put on another really good, solid performance. But I think we have seen the blueprint now. It's clear that, as I said before, Silva, as much as we all love him, and I absolutely adore Thiago Silva, the time has come for him to not be a regular at Chelsea anymore. Yes, he can still play an important role this season, starting the odd game here and there. Come on to help see a game out, whether we switch to a back three with 10 or 15 minutes to go and we're trying to see a game out or something like that, then sure, that should really be his role. But right now, him playing on a regular basis, it makes us an easy target. There's no surprise that two of our best defensive displays away from home at two very difficult places to go in Villa Park and the Etihad, Silva didn't feature. And I think it's fair to say that, the pace of Ollie Watkins, Diaby, Leon Bailey, etc., if Silva had played, then I think Aston Villa could have definitely had a lot more success against us, and it could have been a very different result. And maybe even Pochettino might not still be in charge of the club. And the same at Manchester City. I felt if Silva had played in that game, space in behind, Foden, De Bruyne, got great passes of the football that have just got, vision to play into the space that, is left because the high line because the defensive line can't push up because of a lack of pace. And then there's more ground to cover for Caicedo and Fernandez. Someone like Doku would have had an absolute field day. So look, unfortunately, we knew the time was going to come where Silva, couldn't keep playing. I'm so surprised and so delighted that he's actually managed to sort of give us two, nearly 3 seasons of being a regular at the club. I don't think anyone expected that when he signed at 36 years of age. I thought we'd get 1, maybe 2 seasons tops out of him. He absolutely loves the club. He embodies everything about Chelsea. Him and his family have taken, the club to their hearts. The fans adore him. We've built up a brilliant relationship with him. He's always the last one off the pitch. Name gets chanted every single week without fail. But yeah, unfortunately, time catches up with anyone, and Silva is no different. And I think now with, with a really exciting young crop of centre-backs that we've got, Fofana God willing, can get back to full fitness and avoid injury issues. A top centre-back. Badia Shield get back to his best form. Another great centre-back. For Levi Colwell, an exceptional talent. And then you got Disasi, slightly older at 25 years of age, a bit more of a leadership role. Another very good centre-back. Chelsea will look to bring someone else in the summer, I'm sure, in that position to replace, obviously, Silva in terms of numbers. No one can replace Thiago Silva in any other way. And obviously, Trevor Chalobah probably looking to move on. And look, it's good to see now that Disasi is earning praise from beyond just Chelsea. People are watching him more closely now, and they will see that he's ever present and he's made a real impact. And as I said, becoming a leader at the back. And it's about time that Chelsea did focus on the future at the back, establish a good partnership. For me, I want to see Axel Disasi and Levi Colwell, fitness permitting. That should be the centre-back partnership for the rest of the season in as many games as possible. That looked like a really good partnership. And funny enough, that was the first time they played together this season, Disasi and Colwell, at the Etihad, and that was mid-February. Kind of mad. Obviously, Colwell's been using a lot of left-back this season due to injuries to Cucurella and Chilwell. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, I think it is the end for Thiago Silva. He will move on. Whether he retires, we should absolutely be offering him a role at the club in some sort of coaching capacity, whether at the academy or within the first team or whatever he wants, basically. But yeah, unfortunately, his presence in the team now causes us too many issues and gives opposition teams, a weak link to target, and we've been punished one too many occasions because of it. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's now the case. But guys, that's just my thoughts on Disasi, what it means for Thiago Silva, the look of Chelsea's defence moving forward. As always, guys, smash a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. 25 subscribers from 8K. Let's get there. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree with anything I've said. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Love for the support. Peace out, people.